Alright, and how are we doing on this fine Sunday? I am Joe Grasty Jr. and welcome to the Joe Grasty Jr. Auto Racing Show. I'm sorry I couldn't even make any videos for the last couple of weeks. I was a little busy. But now I'm back and I want to start off with some breaking news regarding NASCAR's most popular driver, Dale Earnhardt Jr. Okay, after the Bristol race and when we were heading to Richmond, Dale Jr. says he's going to be retiring at the end of the season. I was about as shocked as everyone else in this world because we all love Dale Jr. and we've been following him for since his dad's career, and we were a bunch of die-hard Earnhardt fans. And some of us are just questioning, why does he want to end his career even though he's 42 years old? But since the whole concussion thing, and he's been having multiple concussions, because his first concussion was at California Speedway back in 2002, and his second concussion was at Dover back in 2003, and his third concussion came at Talladega back in 2012, as I remembered, because he was caught in that multi-car pileup regarding Tony Stewart, Michael Waltrip, and everyone else, etc. And Matt Kenseth went to take the checkered flag in 2012 with Jeff Gordon right behind him. And as we all know, Dale Jr. back in 2012 missed 2 races, and Regan Smith drove the 88 for a while. Then after that there was 2016 last year. Regarding him getting 2 concussions at Michigan and at Daytona during the July race, and he decided not to participate at the Loughton race, and Alex Bowman drove the car. And then after that, when we head to Indianapolis, Jeff Gordon came out of retirement to help Dale Jr. and to drive the 88. And now Dale Jr. is retiring because he doesn't want to have the same old accident, because he wants to be there for his wife Amy, and be there for his sister Kelly, and focus on junior motorsports, and to be the best that he can be. But as we all know, sometimes it's time for good legends to come to an end. But as we all know, Dale Jr. has about 90 top 10s in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, 253 top 10s in the Cup Series. He has 2 Bud Shootouts to his name, and he won the 2000 All-Star race back in the year 2000. He also won the Daytona 500 2 times back in 2004 and 2014, and also he won the Busch Series 2 times back in 98 and 99, and he's a 5-time Daytona dual champion. He was voted NASCAR's most popular driver 14 times, and in the NASCAR Busch Series he was voted 1 time back in 1999 when he won the 1999 NASCAR Busch Series Championship. And Dale has about 26 Cup wins and 24 NASCAR Xfinity Series wins. But let's not forget, they were both Busch Series wins before the whole Nationwide and Xfinity Series. These sponsorship logos came into the setting. And also I want to get down to Martinsville, the Martinsville Cup race, because I didn't even get to do any information on that one. We all thought Kyle Busch was going to win it because we all know Kyle Busch had a really good car and all that, but you cannot count out Brad Keselowski and the Penske posse. Because Brad just drove in there really hard, and he got into the back of Kyle Busch and did one of those little short track melees, and he won it. I mean, Brad Keselowski is a really good driver too, and let's not forget, once upon a time not too long ago, back in the late thousands, he did drive for Dale Jr. year before he went to Team Penske, and everybody all knew that. Then after that we move on to Texas, and we all thought Ryan Blaney was going to win because Ryan Blaney was just dominating the whole race, even though they repaved Texas Motor Speedway. But you cannot count out Jimmy Johnson. You cannot count out the 7-time NASCAR Cup Series champ, because if you count him out, it's like, you don't know what's going on. And when Jimmy Johnson was just driving through Texas Motor Speedway way around the track, he was like, what reef pavement? Excuse me. Repavement, I mean. He's like, what reef pavement? And he just went through and he won the race. Then after that, the drivers took a break so he can go and celebrate Easter. And then after that, they headed to Bristol, Tennessee, and Jimmy Johnson dominated Bristol because he was battling back and forth with Logano on the final few laps of segment 3. And then after that, we head to Richmond. Richmond, one of the greatest short tracks in history. And Logano, he already broke through with a win at Richmond. And now, let's see. There's Richmond, and then there's... Well, Logano did really do great. I already know that. And Joey's been trying to strive for Team Penske and trying to get a win. But so far, everybody's been talking about the new generation, and they haven't forgot about the old generation, where if it was Earnhardt, Johnson, or whoever. Because let's not forget, these are the guys that made this sport. Like Earnhardt, Johnson, Gordon. Then after that, now we got the new guys coming in like Kyle Larson, Bubba Wallace, Ryan Blaney, and let's not forget Chase Elliott, who's Bill Elliott's son. Excuse me. Because Bill Elliott is really one of the most greatest drivers in NASCAR history too, but let's not forget, his son is trying to strive in the sport, and I don't think getting a dual win at Daytona is going to count. He has to win a real race. And I thought he was going to win a real race at Talladega until he got caught up in that pileup in that melee. And we all know the battle between Ricky Stenhouse and Kyle Busch, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. finally got his first ever Cup Series win at Talladega and broke a winless streak for Jack Roush. And then after that, we moved on to Kansas, and I was watching the Kansas race last night, and it was really good, really lit, minus the part what happened to the Coke 0400 champion Aric Almirola. Well, because he got caught in a pileup along with Logano and Danica Patrick, and the ambulance had to get Aric Almirola out, as you all know, because he destroyed his V5 vertebrae. But we don't know if he's going to be okay to participate in next weekend's All-Star race back home at Charlotte. But there was some good that came out of it. Martin Truex Jr. finally breaking through at Kansas. Because I've heard a lot of stories about drivers that try to win at tracks that they never succeeded at, like Jeff Gordon trying to win at Texas. This is because the last time I seen somebody did that was Jeff Gordon back in 2009 at Texas Motor Speedway, because he's been talking about winning there for so long, and he finally broke through and won the spring race at Texas Motor Speedway. And Martin Truex Jr., he won the spring race or summer race at Kansas Speedway, whatever you're going to call it. And everybody's been talking about the future of NASCAR. And I gotta say, we got a pretty good future going for us. Just like we have Ryan Blaney, Kyle Larson, Bubba Wallace, Erik Jones, and more. But I haven't seen anything out of Erik Jones yet except for in the Xfinity Series. In the NASCAR Xfinity Series, he dominated Bristol and Texas. Ryan Blaney, I haven't seen him win anything, but he is a very good driver because you gotta trust the Wood Brothers team, and he did win the pole at Kansas. And I thought he would really have a chance to win at Kansas Speedway. But I don't know. He'll try to win the next race, I hope, or if it's the All-Star, the 600, or he can win the Autism 400 at Dover, Delaware. And Chase Elliott, I need to see some more out of him because he's a really good driver and he's carrying his father's last name, so I want to see Chase win. I also want to see Kyle Larson win a few more. And I want to see Bubba Wallace win because we need more African American drivers in NASCAR to continue Wendell Scott's legacy that he actually built in the past couple of years. Because so far, after all these great black drivers like Wendell Scott, Randy Beerer, Willie T. Ribbs, Booker T. Jones, which is a modified driver up in East Springfield, Massachusetts, that got nominated into the New England Motorsports Hall of Fame. Then we got Bobby Knopfli and more, like Mark Davis and Bill Lester and Michael Chariot and Bubba Wallace and Ryan Gifford. And also Leo Thomas III, who I'm really good friends with. But let's not forget, we need more. We need more black drivers. We need more Asian drivers. We need more Latino drivers. We need more women drivers too, to win. And that's all for the show. I'm out, and thank you for watching.